Hello, and welcome to this sneak peek of Module 6 of my new course, Open Portal, a self-paced online course all about how to work with anxiety and overwhelm through the body. In this module, we're going to talk about rest and sleep, the difference between the two, and why they're both so important in working with anxiety. So there's a lot of reasons why we can find it difficult to sleep when we have anxiety. We could have a lot of anxiety in the body, so a lot of tension and stress happening on a body level, a lot of irritation, or we could have stressful, anxious thoughts that are keeping us awake, certain thought loops, intrusive thoughts, or things that we're suppressing during the day that start to come out when we try to fall asleep at night. Sleep involves several stages, and we go through several cycles of sleep in a night. And some of these stages are completely unconscious, and some of them are semi-conscious, and this is where there's a real potential for working with anxiety, particularly in these semi-conscious states. The difference between sleep and rest is that when we're asleep, we are going through many unconscious processes of repair for the body and for the mind. And though we can fall asleep at any time in the day, usually we dedicate a period of time for sleep so that we can go through those several cycles of bodily and mental repair. So while sleep typically involves dedicated periods of time where our body is going through several cycles of repair, rest is a little bit different. Rest is more of a conscious process that we can go through at any time of the day. Rest involves stepping away from doing and relaxing back into being. When we rest, we consciously can engage with our senses in a way where we're receiving what's around us, we're taking in, and we're deriving some pleasure and space from our present moment. Rest can also involve completely shutting out the external world and going straight into the internal world. Rest can be difficult when we have anxiety because we're in sympathetic nervous system activation, and so there is something that is keeping us enmeshed with the outside world or an intrusive thought or something that's beyond where we are in this present moment. That same sympathetic activation that makes it difficult to rest during the day also makes it difficult to sleep. Our anxiety or activation of the sympathetic nervous system can make it difficult to rest and sleep, and when we have poor rest and sleep, that can exacerbate anxiety. So we find ourselves in this kind of cycle or loop that can be challenging to get out of. So the ultimate idea about having better sleep and rest is activating our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest part of our nervous system, as much as possible is sort of the key to getting better sleep and rest. Sometimes what we need to activate the parasympathetic nervous system is to actually work our bodies or sort of expend energy. Hence why Module 5 is all about building strength and resilience and sort of taking action. Because I found in my own personal experience, when I use my body, when I really expend that energy, it's much easier for me, especially on a body level, to relax and access my parasympathetic nervous system. Two major ways that you can start to create the conditions for rest and to activate the parasympathetic nervous system. One would be to, when you lie down to rest for a minute, couple of minutes, or longer, that you're supporting all of your joints. So if you're lying down on your back, that you support underneath your knees, maybe you put something underneath your hands, so that your body can not feel like it's holding itself up. When we're distracted by our body stretching or straining or feeling uncomfortable, it can be difficult to sort of go inward and access that internal process. So making sure your joints are supported makes it easier to sort of go in and access your internal world. The other way would be to block out light. So placing a scarf over your eyes or an eye pillow to kind of block out that stimulation that keeps us in a more wakeful state, and allowing ourselves, again, to kind of relax and go into that internal space. In my experience, I think it's hugely important that we learn to move through our waking life with more moments of rest and actually performing our tasks through the day with a bit more of a restful energy in order to encourage that sense of rest and relaxation and parasympathetic nervous system activation when we go to sleep at night. So in the course, I'm going to show you some simple but effective resting practices that you can do. Some will be short, some will be longer, so that you can decide where you'd like to dip your toe. Maybe you start with a minute here, working your way up to 10 minutes, but there'll be practices that are tailored to wherever you're at with your rest journey. I'll also show you some self-massage techniques to help you find more relaxation in your physical body to make resting easier. We'll also revisit some of the thought work from Module 3 and explore what we can do on a body level to help us through those moments right at the beginning and at the end, and sometimes in the middle of our sleep cycle, where thought loops and intrusive thoughts start to come in and keep us awake. So I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek. If you have any questions, leave me a comment below. If you'd like to join the waitlist for Open Portal, you can head to the link in my bio. It's also down below if you're on YouTube. And so in our next video for Module 7, we'll talk all about how creativity, developing a creative practice, can help with anxiety. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.